Hello, everybody. This is Spot of Nerd, and we have honestly some just fucking crazy ass shit to talk about. Because I guess it's one of those things, ask and you shall receive. At the same time, when it comes to society, the continued degrade and just disaster that is today is just continuing. And we're going to talk about it because a couple things. What the actual fuck? The Dalai Lama. I don't even have I have to be careful. I have a job. I got to be careful with what I want to truly say. But I will simply say this. Have you seen the video? Question mark of him let's just I guess we'll allegedly hypothetically sucking face with a toddler, as the young generation might say. I didn't. Again, you're gonna have to forgive me because I really the disgust that I have. I mean, it is borderline. If you haven't seen this video, I would tell you not to go look at it, but at the same time, I mean, you kind of have to see it to believe it. People, I am not joking you. This is one of the most uncomfortable things I have ever seen in my entire life. Picture the Dalai Lama with his tongue out, and he's basically telling a child to suck on his tongue. It goes it goes beyond cringe. It goes beyond I don't even I again, I'm just I guess there are things that come to mind that might include pedophilia, that might include worse things, because if that was me, if I had a child and that is what happened with my child, I would be in jail. I really, I really would be in jail because there is a line. And I hope, I mean, again, I'm not a parent that I know of, but if that was my child, I would be in jail for the repercussions. It is it's just not okay. And I'm going to say that out loud because if you think this is okay, you need Jesus. And I will pray for you because holy crap. I do not wish nor ever will promote violence or hatred or anything to that nature. And the reason I'm saying metaphorically the outcome if I was a parent would end up me in jail is because I would I would protest. I would do something in regards to this person needs to resign, this person needs help. It's just it goes beyond what we would classify today as anything other than disgusting, putrid, horrific. And I would never even I don't want to go I guess I don't want to go down that path, but obviously if you are somebody who maybe gets inspiration from the Dalai Lama and the ways that they are, the things that they do. I'm not saying anything, I'm not saying anybody's perfect, any religion is perfect, etc. Um, but wow, that is a new thing that just goes well beyond what should and should not be. There's a basic human instinct of right and wrong that goes beyond wrong. So I will leave it at that. Obviously, I could continue and go further on, but let's just leave it there. So, the other news, of course, talking about, we mentioned with Star Wars, if you are following me recently, about basically Star Wars is dead. If you've seen The Mandalorian, you know officially Star Wars is absolutely dead. And if you have also seen the Celebration, you also know that Star Wars is officially dead. And side note, if you can hear noises in the background, that is the cat once more, because he is being a fucking asshole. So I now need to move. But anyway, going back to Star Wars, if you are caught up on the latest episode, which premiered today, which is Wednesday for those that are listening on Wednesday, what day is it today? I don't know, it's 13 or something. But anyway, 12. It was, I mean, credit where credit is due. It was a phenomenal episode. Here's my beef, and yes, I'm gonna be the typical Star Wars fanboy. We clearly can see this episode basically depleted 90% of the budget of this entire season. And the biggest question you have to ask yourself is why? Why can you not give us good content except for maybe the odd one or two episodes? I do not understand this because let's be very real, and I've mentioned this before. You can see it through other kind of nerd channels. Nerdrotic is one of my faves. Disney is losing money by the billions, tens of billions of dollars through these franchises. You can see it. You just watching Star Wars Celebration this past week, from what I did see, because the rest of it was just cringe and boring. You can see these people do not have a lot in terms of giving us content in the future. You're gonna give us a Rey movie, boring. You're gonna give us Ahsoka, which yes, I fully admit I was excited before, but watching the trailer, I'm kind of like, okay. So with Mando, again, this most recent episode, yes, was it visually impressive, incredible? Yes. Do we finally have a little bit more of a story about what we're going to be seeing and doing? Absolutely. Spoiler, Grogu gets his own body armor and his own suit through an IG droid. It's pretty fucking badass. But once again, I'm going down that path of if you are a real true Star Wars fan, holy shit, can we move past Mandalore? This topic, this story arc has been delved into multiple times, and every single time is boring as fuck. Now I know I'm gonna get some hate for that, and I know there are those out there that fucking love Mandalore and the whole Mandalorians and yada yada yada. And I'm not saying that I hate all of it. I'm simply saying that there are other stories to explore. Why do we have to keep going back to the same story? It's the cliche rinse and recycle, rinse and recycle. You cannot tell me they have not there's not other ways you could dive into. Look at Andor. Andor was the perfect story. We know it's the rebellion, but it's told through a different angle. You can't tell me you can't do this with the Mandalorian. They literally, I think I've mentioned this before in the past too. I personally, they should have ended this at season 2 with the whole Grogu getting back to the Jedi, aka Luke, and then be done with it because this whole season has basically told us with the writers, you have no idea where to take this story, so we're just going to go back to what we already know. The thing about that is the fans know it already, and we're going to pick up on it, and we're going to call you out on the fact that if you're just gonna blow your entire budget on one or two episodes that are pretty badass, then just stop making it. Just make a movie. Make a streaming only to Disney Plus or something like that movie because these other filler episodes, quite frankly, they're just a waste of everybody's time and you know it just as much as I do. So, love me or hate me, that's personally I just think that's where Star Wars is at right now. So, if you're caught up with The Mandalorian, great. If you're not, skip all the way up. I swear to God, I'm not kidding you. Just skip this entire season. Just watch episode 7. you will fully understand what is going on and what needs to be watched, I guess, if that makes any sense. So, um, other stuff, I did want to touch on it just a little bit. Again, it's one of those subjects I have to be a little bit careful about, is of course the Bud Light situation. And, this whole, I forget the name of the person who they chose as a spokesperson, and then Nike also is now doing it, and there's all these blowouts and outrages and so on and so forth. And you know, I will always say this, not only just to be who I am and be respectful, whether, the job I have to throw in there as well, but even just put that aside. I obviously, to each his or her own. I fully embrace that. If you are of legal age, with right sound of mind, I believe you do whatever you want to do, obviously within reason. Don't go kill people. Um, but I think really, to give you my 2 cents on the situation, specifically with Bud Light, specifically with Nike, I personally have never been a Nike fan. There is a plethora of data and history of child labor laws being broken, and the fact that these kids are, I mean, these are they're less than 10 years old, and they're working in factories and sweatshops. Like, there is definitive proof of that. So I don't buy Nike products. I mean, sure, have I in the past? Absolutely. May I buy stuff in the future? I mean, if maybe England, the national football team, ever has their jerseys, sure, I might buy a jersey. But I try to avoid it at all costs because of that purpose. So with the Bud Light situation, I think, now again, I'm not saying that person should not be on the representative for Bud Light, but I do have to agree with some of the points that are being made in relation to women. I saw it actually tonight through an Instagram post, and I thought it really kind of spoke, and this is why I kind of want to talk about it, because since the 1960s, women have been fighting literally with their lives just to be able to be women, to stand out, to vote, to work in the military, not work in the military, but to be a part of the military, so on and so forth. And with situations that are going on in society right now, which I don't need to explain, you can pretty much put two and two together. That's kind of being, I mean, I guess, to use the words of the news, to use the words of people on social media, that it's being erased. It's almost like, now I don't mean this literally, but it's almost like women are not important anymore. And to me, I think that's a huge problem, because I think women are some of the most, if not the most incredible people on this planet. I'm a firm believer. They are the givers of life. They literally grow a human being inside of them and give it to the world. It's fucking amazing. And we should dip our hats to that. They also are in great respect in terms of holding, higher offices and CEOs of businesses, etc. And they're just great people. I really think they are. And so I kind of will, without going too much involved into other sides of that situation, I will just simply point out that yes, this is where I actually will stand with the women's side, because even with Women's History Month, there wasn't really a lot that was maybe spoken through the news or the media or narratives, etc. You know, because that's the point, is you're celebrating women, but why are we not celebrating women? If you kind of get where I'm going with that, putting two and two together. So I just wanted to speak to that, and that I hope, there's been incredible women in my life. I've always said my mother is the greatest person on this planet, bar none. And second to that, I would even, it's not cliche, but it sounds cliche. The Queen of England, may she rest in peace. That woman has more respect, more dignity in her thumb than most people have in their entire bodies. And, so many people look back and go, oh, racism this and bigotry that. And I'm like, please just for once put Twitter down and pick up a history book and just look at what Queen Elizabeth was able to do in her lifetime. The people she met, the freedom she gave. It's like, dear God, please look at the amazing things that this woman did. And it's incredible to see. It's incredible to know. Nobody again is perfect, but for the love of Christ, can we just start maybe looking at these people and seeing that yes, they are absolutely amazing. And even in my own past, whether, I know I maybe now I don't have the best positive outlook on relationships, but yes, I've been very grateful to be with some of the most amazing women. I would even say the most recent one. We all know who she is. Just look at the videos. She woke me up to realize that I've got huge potential. She also woke me up to the fact that I don't need materialistic crap. And yes, even the healthy side. It's one of those things where, holy shit, it's amazing that if you actually take care of yourself, you don't need to put crap in your body like drugs, aka prescription meds. But that's lo and behold another side, different things. Which, by the way, left field topic. We will actually talk a little bit more about. They're going to be finishing up because I wanted to wait till Friday when they release it, but there has been a new season of Love Is Blind, and I definitely want to talk about that because they are filming it in Seattle. It's fucking hilarious, but it's also a lot of drama that I want to talk about. And I do want to talk about on the relationship side of things because I've also been in contact with some people recently, specifically a nice gentleman in his late 50s who recently got remarried to a gal that's 20 years younger than he is, but he has literally changed his life 180 degrees and is now living the best possible life that he can. Totally, again, going left field, but I do want to talk about that stuff as well too. So kind of, again, coming back to the women thing is I just want to make sure that, to be clear, I don't care who you are, what you do, as long as you're respectful, as long as you're loving, as long as you are a human being and you treat others with respect. I just also want to make sure I also support the fact that women are absolutely epic. They are not just epic, they are fucking epic. And I hope everyone else sees that as well. So that's just my 2 cents. Now, I'm going to wrap this episode up. Hopefully, you liked what you heard. I would love to hear what you think. Tell me what you think in the comments. Share me out to your friends and family. Do the likes and the follows, the subscribes. I super duper in the pooper appreciate it. Um, I've been mentioning it a lot lately. If you would be ever so kind, I would love it if you could head over to Rumble. I'm actually ecstatic, optimistic. Holy shit, I'm actually making money from this now, and it's like 5 cents, but holy shit, I didn't think it was possible. So Rumble is going to be, personally, I think, the future. I really, really do, and I'm really hopeful that we were able to launch this into something bigger and better. It will take time. It will take me doing a lot more in terms of podcasts. Maybe we do, I don't know, I usually do about 2 a week. Maybe I'll do 3 or 4, 5, maybe just shorter ones. We'll kind of maybe just talk about the day's topics and go from there, but again, super appreciate it if you could head over there, follow, like, whatever it is on the Rumble side of things, and that would be intensely, greatly helpful for me as well. Not just for the benefit of, getting paid, but it's incredible the fact that, holy shit, there are enough people interested in Spot of Nerd to, there's a financial gain to this. It's crazy, crazy awesome. So, super thanks for everybody's support and love. Even you haters that are listening, I know you are, but know that I love and I'll pray for you because it triggers the hell out of you. And until next time, we will see you guys later. Bye bye.